Hello there you gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got another episode of Everything You Need to Know, and today's focus is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you've seen any of our previous Everything You Need to Know videos, then you know what to expect. Nowhere near everything you need to know, crap jokes, bad accents, and a bit of fun. Let's get on with it. It's the first Assassin's Creed game set in Viking times. This one is obvious, but there are too many good jokes to make to not mention the fact that the game is set in Viking times. I've recently watched all 3 seasons of Norseman on Netflix, a comedy series set during Viking times, and I'm here to show off my silly Norseman voices. Because sometimes you just got to show your talents to the world and let them decide if you're worthy of their love, or if you should be Eagle Wing, which is also a great thing, but it really hurts. I'm good, aren't I? I am. I'm good. The last few games have taken us to ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, and not so ancient Paris, as well as a relatively modern London. Fans have long begged Ubisoft to let them run around as Vikings, and we're finally getting our turn. Valhalla takes place in the year 873 AD, and that's quite the time jump from Origins and Odyssey, which both predated little baby Jesus by quite some time. Before we carry on with this video, do us a favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and don't forget the bell icon too so that you're notified when we've got new stuff for you to watch. Cheers my dears! You'll be doing Viking rap battles. Among the side activities that you'll be doing in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like fishing, fighting, drinking and hunting, you'll also be flighting. But what is flighting? Good question, and Wikipedia is here with the answer. Flighting or flitting is a contest consisting of the exchange of insults between 2 parties, often conducted in verse. Basically, this is the Viking equivalent of a rap battle. Dissing one another in verse is a brand new feature to, well, gaming, and I hope it goes a little something like this. Your beard is short and your teeth are blunt. Everybody says you're useless. You haven't had poon in many moons. You can't lie about it, bro. It's written in the runes. Loki laughs at your face, Odin sighs in disgrace. Holler at the gods and maybe they'll fix your face. Do you even Viking? Bow to me, I'm your king. Now pucker up and kiss it, cause I'ma show you my ring. You can be a man Viking or a lady Viking. Just like in Odyssey, players will get to choose the gender of Eivor, the game's playable character. You can deck out your character in a number of ways, customizing war paint, clothes and even tattoos. I tell you what, first person to figure out how to tattoo Pure Play TV on their character gets a night of passion with me. Passion in my house is fish and chips with some Netflix, so yeah, brace yourself. Eagle Sight is still in the game, but with a twist. Eagle Sight, the assassin ability to see more than us mere mortals, has been a part of every Assassin's Creed game to date, and Valhalla will be no different. Aside from the fact it's now called Odin Sight. There's a good reason for the change too, because Valhalla won't be as fantastical as Origins and Odyssey, which brings me on to the next point. Less fantasy, more history. Origins and Odyssey took the series in a new direction. The previous games were open-world action-adventure games, but Origins and Odyssey shifted the series genre to open-world RPG. With that change came some of the traditional trappings of RPGs, namely fantasy. Origins and Odyssey leaned heavily into Egyptian and Greek mythology, often turning a corner into the ridiculous. Come on, magic, what next? Altair on a flying carpet? Behave. Valhalla will still have some mystical moments, but Ubisoft has said that it will be heavier on history rather than on mythology, but it will incorporate some of the latter. So, when Eivor and their mates see something strange, they'll attribute it to one of the many Norse gods. Double rainbow, my, looks like Loki has learned how to copy and paste, eh? Social stealth is making a comeback. Players have been asking for this feature to return for a long time, and we're finally getting it back. Social stealth will be a viable option in Valhalla, with players being able to duck into the crowd and blend in with everybody else. It was a big part of the very first Assassin's Creed game, and it featured heavily through the sequels until Assassin's Creed Origins saw the future and decided that we should be practicing social distancing instead. I always knew that game was ahead of its time. I did. On the other hand, Valhalla will let players pretend to be dead. So maybe that'll be a useful tool for us 5 years from now. Who knows? Instant assassination is back, but as an option. The first Assassin's Creed game and those that followed all allowed for instant kills with the hidden blade. But somewhere along the line, Ubisoft decided that the favoured tool of the assassins was no longer as powerful as it once was. Enemies are now given levels, and if you're a lower level, you might as well be stabbing them with a spoon. This is changing in Valhalla, but it's an optional change. In the game's accessibility settings, you'll be able to toggle one-hit assassinations if you want them. And why wouldn't you? Sure, it'll make the game easier, but it'll also make it a little bit more like classic Assassin's Creed games, which I'm all for. There's still a modern day story. Yep, we're still getting modern day story, and just like the previous two games, we're back with Layla Hassan, the lady who has been our present day connection since Origins. Not much has been said about the modern day story so far, probably because Ubisoft knows that a vocal minority are sour suckers who don't care for the modern day story. But as hardcore Assassin's Creed fans, the ones who are here since Altair's days, not just those who jumped on once the series became an RPG, enjoy the bigger picture provided by the split narrative. Who were the ones who came before? What's their purpose? How have past events influenced the world we see today? Will Abstergo reveal itself to be Google, or will Google jump first and reveal itself to be Abstergo? Come on, Google is run by Templars and you know it. Still, they own YouTube, and I am obliged to say that Google is lovely and please don't kill our channel. Naval combat isn't a big part of the game. We got our first taste of naval combat in Assassin's Creed 3, then we got a whole pirate-themed game in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and ever since then, naval combat has been in each game in some form, excluding Assassin's Creed Unity and Syndicate. Valhalla will still have some form of naval combat, but it won't play nearly as big a role as it has in previous games. Instead, boats are used for travelling from place to place, and for doing a runner from doing a raid on land. Obviously, there's plenty more to know about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I haven't got all day. If you want to know more, just do what I did. Google it. Duh. And with that bombshell, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and had a few giggles along the way. If you did, great. Pay the favour back by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. If you didn't like this video, just hit the like and subscribe buttons anyway. You'll forget you even did it, and we'll just be that one weird channel that pops up in your feed from time to time. I've been Chris the Idiot, and you've all been really good Viking boys and girls, and I'll see you in Valhalla. Bye bye!